Welcome to Our Hometown, the show where we take an in-depth look at some of the people and organizations that make this area unique. This month we're highlighting several events coming up in Brunswick County. We'll first begin with the second annual Charles Dickens Festival in Southport. Then we'll learn more about the Builders Expo taking place in the middle of this month. And finally we'll be speaking with Clint Berry with CIS regarding their largest annual fundraiser, the CIS Gala. So stay with us for the next half hour as we explore our hometown.
Mr. Charles Dickens, we are so looking forward to your visit to Southport, North Carolina, November the 22nd and 23rd.
I'm gratified that you've asked me to read from one of my best-known works, A Christmas Carol.
You are known for your themes of love and forgiveness, and have created a sense of festivity, gift-giving, and carol singing. Our guests will be able to sit back, relax, and enjoy a cup of good cheer.
Do join us for a Dickens music review and many other delightful events at the 2013 Charles Dickens Christmas Festival.
Friday, November the 22nd, and Saturday, November the 23rd.
Thank you, Rasa Love and Richard D'Angelio, for that presentation. We turn now to the two people who are perhaps most responsible for the first annual Charles Dickens Festival. To my immediate left is Jeanette Sarens, and to her left is my wife, Sue McCallum. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having us.
Pleasure.
All right, let's start out with the obvious. What is the Charles Dickens Festival?
The Charles Dickens Festival celebrates Christmas. Charles Dickens, in his novel A Christmas Carol, really embodies the whole feeling of Christmas, of love and forgiveness, of redemption, of change, and holiday spirit, people coming together, renewed relationships, festivities, caroling. And the Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens had a little bit of all of that in it. And it really is a great way to start the Christmas season with Charles Dickens.
So we tell the Charles Dickens story with music, with a festival, with exhibits, and more. Tell us more.
Yes, and I would love for Jeanette to talk about some of those things, but from the performing aspect, we are going to be doing something a little bit different this year. We're going to not have so many activities at the same time in different venues. They're going to be scheduled so people can pretty much go from one to the other. In some of the buildings, but centered around Franklin Square Park. And we'll have scheduled performances throughout the day there, and then we will have special venues, which Jeanette is going to talk some about too. And I do want to say that this year is just a wonderful time because we have people coming across the bridge from Wilmington to volunteer, to perform, along with our extremely talented base of performers and musicians in Brunswick County. It's a wonderful year, and it's going to be a fabulous festival.
Yeah. Jeanette, let me turn to you. Let's make sure our viewing audience knows the details. Let's talk about the location, the dates, some of the specifics, and then I'll follow up with you.
Okay, it's going to be in historic Southport on Friday, November 22nd. We will have a kickoff event with the Dickens Musical Review, and that will start at 6:30 with an old Victorian, old English style social gathering where folks can gather and have some tasty foods and tidbits, beverages, and just get together prior to the performance of Dickens' musical review. And then most of it, as Sue has stated, will be centered around Franklin Square Park.
Right.
And that admission for that is free, of course, and there'll be activities on stage there all day long. We will have juried artisans as well in the park this year, which is new for us. And we will also have a gymnasium exhibit, which is quite wonderful. We have the Wilmington Train Museum bringing down a 48-foot Victorian train scene of that time period for
And that's
people
new,
to enjoy.
right?
That's brand new.
Great.
We also have the Woodturners Association of Wilmington and Brunswick County and other surrounding counties that have created a beautiful work of art called the Sea Fantasy. And they are national winners, and that will be on exhibit there. It's all hand-carved pieces of wood depicting a beautiful aquarium scene. It's quite spectacular.
Wow.
And we'll have also a huge Victorian collection of homes and farms and ice skaters on exhibit for everyone to see. Plus, we are blessed to have a wonderful collection of the Charles Dickens Christmas Carol characters on exhibit there too. So that is another new event for people to come and enjoy this year.
More than ever before.
More than ever before.
Now, when you say a juried exhibitor, what does that mean?
That means that the committee of the Dickens will have a panel of judges that are requiring artisans to send in a DVD or photos of the items that they are going to display. We are requesting that it's a Victorian-themed artisan, as well as it's handmade or originally made, no imports and no reproductions.
Okay.
And they will only choose those that fit that criteria.
I failed to ask you a few moments ago about fees or the costs of attending. Tell
Yes.
us about that.
This year we're doing it different. You do not have to go to a central location to receive a ticket. The Franklin Square Park admission is all free, and there will be entertainment ongoing there all day, as well as your artisans, and food and froth will be available, and that is free to everyone. Inside venues at Southport Community Building, Trinity United Methodist Church, Southport Baptist Church Sanctuary, and the gymnasium will have fees. Adults will be $10, children will be $5 for 7 to 12 years of age, and 6 and under are free. Now, those admissions change per the exhibit, for instance, will be $3 and no fee for children, but they must be accompanied by adults. Because of the intricacy of the exhibits, that is a must for us. We have Mr. Fezziwick's Ball that will be performing again this year, and that will be a $5 admission with a $3 admission for children. The night before Christmas Carol will be performed again, and that will be at Trinity United, and that is $10 for adults and $5 for children 7 to 12. So
Let's remind our viewers that all this is done under the auspices of the Brunswick Arts Council.
yes, it is, and the blessings of the town aldermans and the mayor of the city of Southport and the
Sure.
merchants.
Sure. Sue, tell us more about the performances. The one I remember is the vocal group from Raleigh last year.
Yes, the Oakwood Waits will be with us again, and they will be there on Saturday, and they will close out the ceremony as well as candlelight ceremony at Franklin Square Park with bells, ringing in the bells, and one of our performers, a very special person, the Queen this year, is Dinah Gore, and she will do a waltz. She's a wonderful dancer with her partner. And the review has some new dancing this year, and some dancing on stage outdoors as well. And we're hoping the Irish group from Wilmington will be doing the Irish jig for us. There's just a really big surprise about the musical review this year too. I don't want to spoil it by telling you, but it is really, really unique. And there will be the Tuba Christmas group playing. The schools are involved, the students in song, and also musicians. The Brunswick Concert Band is involved in several places playing Christmas carols. There's lots happening on the stage.
A lot
too.
for children, a lot for kids.
Yes, a lot for
Yes.
children. Storytelling, Christmas storytelling, and holiday storytelling on the stage with children. So there are lots of things for children.
Well, I know the first event last year was a tremendous success, and I think this one will be even bigger and better. Let's remind our viewers of the dates again as we wrap up this segment.
Okay.
Please.
Friday, November 22nd from 6:30 to 8:30, and Saturday, November 23rd from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And they can go on our website, and we have a Dickens toolbar. If you hover over that and select all of the program, it gives you a full listing. You can order tickets there online as well.
Jeanette Sarens and Sue McCallum, thank you for being with us. It's a great opportunity to talk about the Dickens Festival.
Thank
We
you.
thank you too.
My guest today is Carrie DeWitt Partello. She is with the Parade of Homes Expo, and we're excited to talk about that. Carrie, thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Parade of Homes Expo really is two different things, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell us briefly about the Parade of Homes, which we're not going to talk about at great length, so our viewers will know the difference.
Okay. The Brunswick County Home Builders Association puts together the Parade of Homes annually. I believe this is the 12th or 13th year here at the county, and this year is showcasing 50 gorgeous homes that you can certainly come and tour. People come from all over the country just for this annual event, and that is specifically, of course, for the builders that are members of the Home Builder Association to participate in.
Great. We want our viewers to know about that and to attend whenever they can.
Definitely.
But today we want to talk about the Expo, which is related but somewhat different.
It is.
Tell us what the Expo is, and we'll go from there.
This is the first year that, again, the Brunswick County Home Builders Association has developed an Expo event for associate members of the association. On October 19th and 20th, at the Senior Resource Center here in the county, we are going to offer an expo open to the public for our associate members to strut their stuff.
All right. An expo is a series a large series of exhibitors from all backgrounds. Tell us some examples of the exhibitors.
We have associate members that do everything from lighting, flooring, of course, hardware, plumbing. There are bankers that are associate members and household good moving companies, all that will be represented, and then some at the event.
Essentially, any company that's involved in home building might want to be an exhibitor there.
Right. Anything we can do to benefit the home buyer or the homeowner.
Sure. Is there a fee or a charge for the expo?
No. The event is free and open to the public.
Okay. Throughout the interview, I want to give them the date several times. Give us the date again.
The Expo is the first weekend of the Parade of Homes. The Expo is Saturday and Sunday, October 19th and 20th, from 10 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon each day.
Okay. I live here in Brunswick County. We'll use me for an example. I might be interested in buying or building a new home or making changes to my existing home. Am I the kind of person that might want to attend the Expo?
Definitely yes. You don't need to be someone that is only thinking of maybe relocating to the area or building a new home from the ground up. Of course, those people are very encouraged to come.
Sure.
But you may just want to meet some of these associate members face to face for need-to-know basis in the future, or a referral to friend or family, building or adding on.
Sure, just and to make contact or build relationships.
Yes.
All right. Can any Brunswick County business participate, or how does that work?
All Brunswick County businesses are encouraged to become associate members with the Home Builders Association. You do need to be a current active member before participating this year.
Sure.
You do have time to do both, so we do encourage anyone that is possibly interested, please to call Tracy at the Home Builders office. That's 579-5544, and she can give you the forms and the financial commitment.
These events don't happen without great sponsors, right?
Correct.
So tell us a little bit about either your sponsors or how or whether or not one at this late date could become a sponsor.
Okay, well, actually, we have taken on all the sponsors that we were looking for this event.
Good.
And
Great.
our sponsors we'd like to recognize this year are four. They are Garrison Evans Lumber Company, Ferguson, and that is Bath Kitchen and Lighting Gallery,
Right.
First Community Bank, and Pella. So those are our four sponsors for the Expo. They are given special areas for you to come and see them and recognize that they did commit to sponsoring the event. And then they're surrounded by our associate member tables.
You mentioned that the Expo occurs at the Seniors Center. Correct me if I'm wrong, it's the new Seniors Center in Charlotte, just on the other side of 17.
It is.
Tell me more about how to get there.
The Brunswick County Senior Resource Center is next to, I believe, our Days Inn and Summer Home Furniture.
Sure.
Those are the biggest landmarks right there, horizontal to Highway 17.
People will recognize that.
The physical address, if you want a map, would be 3620 Express Drive in Charlotte, and that will get you right to the Brunswick County Senior Resource Center, which did donate their bottom floor level of the facility for our event. So we greatly appreciate that.
Great
as well.
access, plenty of parking.
Definitely.
Let's give our viewers the date one more time and invite them all to come see you.
Saturday and Sunday, October 19th and 20th, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Carrie, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so
We know
much.
your event will be very well attended and well supported.
I look forward to seeing you there.
Thanks again. My guest today is Clint Berry. Clint's a good friend of mine. He's also a board member of Communities in Schools, and that's why I've asked Clint to be with us today. Hello, Clint. How are you?
Great. It's good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
We know that CIS has a gala coming up this fall, and I do want to talk about that. But first, let's talk about Communities in Schools, who they are and what they do. Tell us just a little bit about it.
Sure. Communities in Schools of Brunswick County is a nonprofit organization that is in partnership with the school system here in Brunswick County. They offer a lot of ancillary volunteer programs for the school system, for the children, and ultimately for the community. That includes our Action for Success Dropout Prevention, which is our our flagship program, helping children that are at risk for dropping out of school. We also have teen court and peer court. We do parenting education, which teaches parents and children together, how to make the family work. Very insightful classes. They're 14 weeks. Great program for any parent. In addition, we have summer programs, summer camps, and in addition to that, we have the after-school programs, which we recently received a $2 million grant for working with after-school programs. Yeah, and we're ramping that up. We're very excited about that.
Maybe I should have said this first, but let's understand, or let's make sure our viewers understand the premise of CIS. Experts tell us, and we know, is that kids drop out early on in the first, second, and third grades, even though they may not leave the school system until 5 or 6 or 7 years later. But we can identify them at those early grades, and the overarching goal of Communities in Schools is to prevent those dropouts, to catch them early, to provide them with support programs, to see that they continue on in school and become productive citizens.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it any better. That's
All right.
that's perfect.
That's what we want our viewers to know.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about the Gala, which is an annual event, perhaps the biggest and most prominent of all the annual events here in Brunswick County.
It is. It's a big event, and it's a lot of fun. It's been very successful here. I think it's looked forward to by many people in the county.
I used to say we have 600 of our closest friends that come see us that night.
That's, again, well said.
Now, let's give our viewers the date, and we'll mention it several times during this interview.
It's Thursday, October 24th from 6 to 10 p.m. at the Dinah Gore Fitness and Aquatic Center at Brunswick Community College.
I have that on my calendar. Let's talk about the events that occur there. First off, we know that John Evans is kind enough to join us every year and serve as our very prominent MC.
Yeah, and he's a wonderful MC, a great person. I've been involved with him on a number of events, and the truth is he steps up every year and does a fantastic job. He's fun, and it's a great time for everybody.
He really does make it a great event.
He does.
Along with hundreds of others, of course.
Of course, yeah.
The Taste of Brunswick.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
The Taste of Brunswick is really almost an expo of the food in Brunswick County. We have restaurants that come every year. We have new restaurants that are adding all the time, and they essentially give us a spread of food from desserts to main courses to whatever their signature dishes are, and it is fantastic eatery.
All of which, of course, is included in the fee, which we'll talk about in a few minutes.
Certainly. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about that now. The cost of attending.
If you pay in advance, it's $100 per person. And if you pay at the door, it's $125.
All right. We want our viewers to know that those dollars go into the CIS coffers and ultimately result in programs for the same very children that we've been talking about.
Absolutely. It's an excellent, very efficient program. The money goes directly into the children.
There's several auctions that occur that night. I've been a part of those. Tell us about those.
We have a silent auction, a live auction sort of combo, lots of opportunities to purchase some great vacations, household, just an enormous, it's hard to describe. It's just a ton of options, both social, vacation trip, and actual items.
Here's something I just thought of. I've purchased items through the auctions.
Yes.
But I've also donated items to be auctioned off. So let's remind our viewers that as to substantive items that they have that are of considerable value, if they're willing to donate those to CIS, we're happy to have them.
Absolutely. And it can be a material item, something that you're donating, a physical item, or it could be if you have a nice property that you would be willing to rent out or donate.
Or services.
Or services that you would be willing to provide. Any of those categories work well in the auction.
Right. It's a Hollywood theme. Tell us about that.
It is. It's a Hollywood charity night. So it's that old MGM, old Hollywood glamour is the theme. That's the motif. We're going to have a lot of events. Everything's going to be organized around that theme. We're very excited about it. It was just a wonderful turn for us, sort of something different to do that I think will be a lot of fun. It's black tie optional, so I'm sure some of those suits and dresses will be geared towards the old glamour style, and I think that's just going to add a little extra layer of fun to the event.
For me, it's probably the same tux I've worn, but for the ladies, I'll bet it's exciting.
Yeah, that's the fun thing about tux. They're pretty much the same.
Yeah, right. You have some presenting sponsors that offer very substantial financial assistance to this event. Mention them if you would.
I would. I'd love to. Chris Lacoe of Highway 55, which was previously Andy's for people who aren't aware, is our presenting sponsor and was extremely generous in doing so, and we can't thank him enough for his generosity. We also have a great sponsorship with Cygnus Technologies, which was Ken Hoffman. He also stepped up to the plate and was extremely generous, and those are our two premiere with Chris Lacoe, of course, being our presenting sponsor.
Right. Along with dozens and dozens of other sponsors at
Just
various levels, all the way down to
tremendous.
very small.
And there's still sponsorship opportunities from
Great.
$250 to $5,000. All that's available on the website. The tickets are purchased there. It's www.cisbrunswick.org. Then if you go to that site, you can click on the links to the sponsorships or to the Gala.
Now, if it seems that I'm familiar with CIS, it is because I'm one of your greatest fans, one of your great supporters. The music is always great.
Yes.
I don't know the band, but you do.
The Andrew Thalen Big Band. They're very well known in the area. They're, in my opinion, the best big band in the region. I haven't heard one better.
Right.
And they provide great entertainment. It's beautiful. It's heard throughout. You know, it's and especially with the theme being, you know, the Hollywood Charity Night. It's just, I think it's going to be a perfect match.
Clint, for those who are unable to attend, we want our viewers to know that they can still support CIS in numerous ways.
Absolutely. Our website again is www.cisbrunswick.org, and you can go there and click on donations or sponsorships, and there's an opportunity there for you to contribute to CIS and or the Gala without being able to attend, for those who can't attend.
And very quickly, CIS has 600 or more volunteers.
Correct.
And they're always looking for people who are volunteering to support our children.
Absolutely. If you've got that drive or you feel the urge to go out and help, especially with children, CIS is an excellent resource. They provide wonderful volunteer training and can put you in almost any level in the school system.
Right.
We have volunteer programs in every single school with hundreds of volunteers.
That's good to know. For $100 per person, you get all of this.
Yes.
And it's tax deductible to boot.
Absolutely.
Hard to beat.
Yeah, I don't know how you'd beat it.
Just hard to beat. Anything else, Clint, that we need to talk about here today? I think we've covered most everything. Let's again tell our viewers the time and the place.
Absolutely. It's on Thursday, October 24th from 6 to 10 p.m. and it will be at the Dinah Gore Fitness and Aquatic Center at Brunswick Community College.
Clint Berry, thanks for being with us. I know
Always
it'll
a
be a
pleasure.
great success.
Thanks.
Thank you for joining us this month on Our Hometown. It's our hope that you've enjoyed learning about the upcoming events that our county has to offer and will take the time to attend. Remember, if you have a story that you'd like to share on a future show, visit us at atmctv.com to tell us about it. Thanks again for joining us, and tune in next month as we explore more of our hometown.
Is 6:30 too early for a Get Fit workout? Are your weeknights too hectic to catch the West Brunswick football? Do you find yourself missing all your favorite ATMC TV shows? Well, now you don't have to. ATMC TV is airing all their latest shows on demand. Stop, pause, fast forward, or rewind. Watch your shows on your time. Tune to Channel 1 to see shows like Brunswick Biz, Get Fit, The Coastal Kitchen, and more. Stay connected to beautiful Brunswick County with ATMC TV on demand. Brought to you free by ATMC.